Okay, guys, sorry. We have to log out and come back in.
Then you need to do it.
We had to log out and come back in as the website earlier. We couldn't. And earlier. We couldn't. What do you call it? We couldn't. People couldn't hear us. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. We are back on. Please let people know that we are back on here. Let people know we are back on here. Let people know we are back on here. The first one, I think there was something wrong with the link. So please let others know that we are back here. And let me know if you can hear me, my brother Kwame Testimony, if you're on here. Let me know if you can hear me. All right. Let me know if you can hear me this time. Let me know if you can hear this time so we don't end up wasting any more time. But let's get people on here. Please share to be a blessing. 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 Let me know if you are on here. Let me know if you can hear me. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if you can hear. Please let me know if you can hear me. My brother Kwame Testimony, I see you back on here. Let me know if you can hear me. All right. Let me know if you can hear me on here, on this this side. Please let me know if you can hear, so we can continue, or we can start back on here. So yes. Thank goodness. So people that are joining us now, we are sorry about that. We had to go off and come back in. So please, if you are on here, please share to be a blessing to others. For us, be a blessing to support us. Be a blessing to us. So we are back on here. What we were doing earlier on, the link went off, or for some reason we couldn't hear, so we're back. We have, the good thing is we have about 30 more minutes to go, so that's a good thing. We can still cover today's topic. So our topic, this was a rush setup, but when we finish we can edit it. Our topic here is self-growth, and then I was saying earlier on, before the link went off, self-growth is developing new skills, behavior, habit, and actions that will benefit some aspect of your life. All right, it will benefit some part of your life. All right, you are not supposed to be comfortable where you are. You are not supposed to be okay with currently where you are sitting right now. It is of a constant effort that we need to always, all right, learn to grow. We need to always learn to improve ourselves. We need to always, I said, self-growth is the same as personal development, and it's the same as self-care. All right, so you need to understand to grow. Most people are comfortable with where they are. I have my bachelor's degree. I have my job that I'm doing. I have my kid. I have my family. I'm good. No, it needs constant development. We need constant growth. We need constant effort to push through. I said strive to be of value rather than striving to be successful. All right. So if you are successful and you don't have any personal growth, how important or how good it is All right. If you have all these things, if you have all these thing going on for you, and yet you don't have growth, how then do you see yourself? Or how does it change the situation? How does it change you in person? All right. You don't have to wait to be confident to have to start your self growth. You don't have to wait till you have the energy or you have the courage. As long as there is an action, as long as you've taken that responsibility to grow, as long as you've taken that time to grow, that is all that matters. It is of importance to take action. It is of importance to take charge of yourself. All right. It is of importance to say that, hey, I am striving to be the best of me. So what I need to do is learn to grow. What I need to do is learn to push myself. And we got to choose growth over and over and over again. Every day of the week, we need to choose personal development. Every day of the week, we need to choose self-growth. Every day of the week, we need to choose to develop ourselves. We need to choose to learn to grow. We need to choose to do that. Learning to grow, learning to get more, learning to get ahead. If it means you taking extra courses, then do it. If it means you doing staying up late to upgrade yourself, then do it. If it means you going to night school, then do it. But some way, somehow, you need to develop yourself. Some way, somehow, you need to develop yourself. You need to learn to pick up that pieces. Learn to understand that you need to do everything and anything. Have the discipline to grow. There are so many places that you can take extra courses, Coursera and all that. If you need to do that, then do it. I said success can only triple only when self-growth is initiated, only when personal development is initiated, only when self-care is initiated. That is when it can triple. That is when our success can triple. That is when our success can move. That is the only way. Sorry about it. Let me move this here so I can. That is the only way. So learn to grow. Learn to develop yourself. Learn to have some personal development for yourself. Be patient with yourself through this process too. It might not come easy. It might not come the first time. It might not come the second time. You might need to do certain things over and over again. But I appreciate the fact that you would grow. I appreciate the fact that you are putting in effort for yourself. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You are so much comfortable where you are that you don't care if something new comes in or not, if I can put it that way. You are so much into yourself. You are so much comfortable with where you are sitting. You are so much comfortable with the things that you are currently, where you currently are. And you are not learning to grow. You are not learning to develop yourself. You are not learning to put in that work to grow. Personal growth is a matter of learning new information. It's a matter of learning new things. It's a matter of giving yourself that time to grow. Please share to be a blessing if you are here. Remember that self-growth is a never-ending process to improve yourself. It's a never-ending to improve the situation that you're in, to improve where you've gotten to move from that place and move on. You are good at something, but you can be better at that thing too if you learn to self-grow, if you learn to develop yourself a little more, if you learn to push up a little more. You can be better at it if if you learn to do that. Thanks for joining, Miss Jemima. If you learn to improve to personal development, you will be able to grow. You will be able to expand. That is where you are able to get up and say that, yes, I have my masters. Yes, I have my children. Yes, I have my family. But I need to do something more for the sake of them. I need to develop myself. Let's bring it to the other side. Every little thing get me upset. Every little thing get me ticked up. So with self-development, I will be able to change those things. Good morning, Miss Jemima. But sometimes, no, call me testimony. But sometimes you want to grow, but there are certain hindrances which make you stagnant. It's very true, my brother. It's very true. So it all falls down to, you remember the topic we spoke about, I believe a couple of weeks ago. You identifying the cause, right? Identify what is making you stagnant. Identify what is making you stuck here. Identify if you are complacent with yourself, with your current situation, with where you are, is what you need to start looking at. And it takes me back to the example that I made. I said, you have your little job, you have your family, you have your car, so you are okay. So you don't see any importance of you moving to develop yourself. You don't see any importance of you doing something else. Does it make sense? So you need to figure out, identify why you are stagnant. Identify how you are stagnant. Identify what is making you stuck at that particular place. Remember, it's a matter of learning new things. So you identifying the issue can be you learning new things about your own self. You learning new things about your situation. You learning new things about where you currently are. So you need to figure these things out. You need to figure these things out. So are you doing that, or you are just saying you are stuck? The only person who is destined to be you is that person who needs to decide what to do. So you need to decide, how do I want to do this? Where do I want to be? How do I achieve that? You need to decide, am I comfortable where I'm sitting? Do I have everything that I need here? Or I can reach out and get more? Is the question you need to ask yourself. You rather choose to go forward to your growth than going backwards. The stagnation that is identification right there. He wrote the stagnation can be spiritual. But the question that I'm putting to you is, how many people know that the stagnation is spiritual? Unless you get the discernment, or unless you're being told about that. The only thing that you can do is pray. Right? When it comes to this, God, I know I am stagnant. I do not know why I am stagnant. I need you to help me. I need you to reveal unto me why I am stuck at this place. What do I need to do to move ahead? Thanks for joining, Justina. What do I need to do to push forward? So as much as it can be spiritual, you can facilitate that process. That is why a while back when we were talking to ourselves, I said you can pretty much invite or invoke the Holy Spirit, right? The same way we say that, Holy Spirit, I invoke you to come take a seat. I think we're talking about self, and then I said you can invite yourself, your own self, and say that, self, I need you to sit here and let's have a talk. So the same way you can let the Holy Spirit give you that discernment. Now you're taking me to Bible school. You need that Holy Spirit to give you that discernment. All right. Hey, wherever the Spirit lead is what we're going to talk about. So give you that discernment to know what you need to do, to know how you need to tackle that. But it starts by you finding those whys. It starts by you finding those reasons why you are stuck. And as you said, if you've identified that as spiritual, then you need to take the necessary action to combat that. All right? Does that answer your question, my brother? Or does that in some way answer your question? All right. So the only person that is destined to be you is the person that is in that decision seat. That needs to take that decision and say that I need to get up and grow. I need to have some personal development. I need to have some self-growth here. Choose to go forward to your growth and not to go backwards. You got to choose to move forward. You got to choose to understand that I need to put certain things in place. I need to get certain things cooking in order to move forward. Do you believe in the fact that you are worth that growth? Do you believe in the fact that I need to be where I need to be? I need to gather myself and move. Do you believe in that self-growth? It takes effort, it takes time, it takes energy needed to develop yourself. So find those things, develop those things, get time for yourself and develop yourself. We always have time for other things. That doesn't matter. That doesn't contribute to our lives. That doesn't contribute to our self-growth. So if you spend 9 hours doing nothing, do you think you're going to grow? Self-growth involves time, energy, effort. And we need all these three to grow. There you go. Miss Jemima just answered it. Recognizing that you are stagnant is the great first step. She summarized it. That is why I love my audience. So she summarized it. Point blank period. No but if or ends. She just said it. That is the first step. But that recognition will not come if you are comfortable where you are sitting. That recognition will not come if you are okay with everything that you have, everything that you have going on for, if you are okay with it and you don't yearn for more. That does not mean you are greedy. You yearning for more doesn't mean you are greedy. You yearning for more means that there is more that you know you can achieve. There is more that you know you can get for yourself or from yourself. Investing in yourself is a growth development. It's not selfish. It's not selfish to say that I want to grow. It's not selfish to say that I want to be a better person. It's not selfish to say that, hey, I have taken care of others. Now it's time for me to take care of myself. Now it's time for me to grow. It's not selfish. Anybody that tells you that self-growth is selfish, then look at that person well. Look at that person twice. Why they are saying that? Maybe they are so comfortable and they are so happy that they're receiving from you that they don't want you to do anything for yourself. They don't want you to do anything for yourself. They don't want you to do anything for yourself. But when you gather your loins and when you push through, when you get up and say that I need more, I need to grow, I need to develop myself, That is where it starts. That is where it starts. That is where it starts. So get up and develop yourself. I wrote here, I said, the better you develop and grow, the better you become, and the less time it takes for you to achieve those goals. You all have goals and aspirations, right? We all have things that we need to do. We all have things that we aspire to be. But until we realize to develop ourselves, we will never get there. Until we realize to develop what we have, we will never be able to move forward. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer, but focusing on the lesson and continue to grow. We tend to sit in the pain. We tend to sit in our struggles. We tend to sit at where we are. But if we learn from those things and we use that to develop ourselves, how are you developing yourself? How are you growing? Your destiny is a matter of chance. And it takes personal growth. It takes personal development in order to achieve it. No matter how you choose it, no matter how you put it, your destiny is a matter of chance that involves self-growth. So stop waiting. Stop lingering around and take that action. Start developing yourself. Start growing. Thanks for joining, Joseph. Please share to be a blessing to others. Start growing. Continuous personal and professional development becomes contagious. Can I say that again? Continuous personal and professional development become contagious. You will need to come out of your comfort zone and seek counseling. Talk to a trusted person who have been established in the path you want to see. Oh Lord, Miss Jemima, I hail you. I give up. You are basically hitting it on the nail this morning, as you always do. It starts with that. It starts with you growing. I appreciate you too, Joseph, for joining. It starts with you growing. Please share to be a blessing to others. You might be somebody's source of blessing. So continuous personal and professional growth start with self-growth. I realize that self-growth is a process, not a destiny. So take time and go through the process. It is a process. It doesn't take one hour and say that, hey, I am going to self-growth, and then bam, you are there. No. It is continuous effort. Continuous effort. Continuous growth. That is where tracking habits come in. I'm kind of jumping to our next phase. That is where tracking your habit, which is some ways that you can learn to self-grow. Tracking habits. I have the tendency of getting upset. I have the tendency of crawling back into my shell when things don't work for me. I have the tendency of not doing anything when I try once and then it doesn't hit the goal for me. Track those habits, those negative habits, and turn them around. Track that. The experiences that we have makes us grow. The experiences that we go through makes us grow. It gives us the resources for our personal growth. So once it's a process, fall in love with those processes, because it is only through that it will be easier for you to go through it. Self-growth is not easy. But when you fall in love with it, when you marinate it, that is when it becomes easier and easy for you to go through. Self-growth will allow us to achieve our self-actualization. It would allow us to achieve the things that we want to get. It will allow us to achieve the things that we want to see in our lives. Self-growth help us develop growth mindset, positive mindset. And not that mindset that we always stuck with. Oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. Because you are not looking at it the other way. You are not realizing the fact that you have that ability, you have that energy, you have that resource to move ahead. Self-growth also increases our level of happiness because we realize that, hey, we are doing well. Yes, initially we had our masters. Initially we had our bachelors. Initially it was just one job that we have or one mini job that we have. But when we developed ourselves, we've been able to get a better job. We've been able to get our PhDs together. We've been able to get even if it's high school degree that you currently have and you think you are comfortable. When self-growth comes in, you realize that you get the energy and the ability to get to have associate degree. Oh, now I have my associate degree. So now things are falling in. Level of happiness can set in. Because things are working in your favor. Because you are doing the things that you need to do in order to attain where you want to get to. So it increases our level of happiness. So number one, it helps us achieve self-actualization. It helps us get a growth mindset. And number three, it increases our level of happiness. Self-reflection questions are questions that will help you reflect on life and figure out what it is you want to get out of. Oh Lord, that is it. That is it. He summarized it in one. Self-reflection, self-actualization. He said it. He said it. So don't let us sit there and be comfortable where we are. We shouldn't sit there and be comfortable with what we have. And I also wrote that it increases our communication skills. Because now, maybe before you didn't know how to speak in public and you worked on that. Now you have the ability. Now you have the confidence because you took action. I said that self-growth doesn't mean that you have to wait till you get the confidence in order to do what you got to do. But as long as you've taken the action. So you took the action. And now you have the ability to improve those communication skills. That when you're speaking to somebody, you know exactly what you're talking about. That when you're speaking to somebody, they know for a fact to listen to you. Because anything and everything that comes out of your mouth has wisdom in it. It has wisdom. Improving our communication skills. Giving us the ability to be happier. Giving us the ability to always have a positive mindset. To always have a growth mindset. Self-growth. Self-actualization. Thanks for joining, Fred. And what are some ways that we can grow? Track your habits. I said that earlier on. Track your habit. It reinforces positive habits and overall growth. When you track your habit and you know that, hey, these are the things that I do that is pulling me down or that is setting me back, then you change it around. That is you tracking your habit. Good afternoon, Fred. That is you tracking those habits that you need to have. Please share to be a blessing to others. I'm well. How about yourself, sir? So track those habits. Reinforce positive habits and overall growth. Reinforce those. Care for yourself a little more. I said earlier on, self-growth doesn't mean you are selfish. It doesn't mean you are selfish. Care for yourself. It is important aspect of self-growth. Care for yourself. Care for your need. Don't let anybody tell you that you caring for yourself is selfish. I said, if anybody says that to you, look at them twice. Why are you saying that? Is it because they are getting so much from you that they don't want you to push and develop yourself, and they want you just to sit where you are so you can help them? Or is it something else? Self-growth also starts with that affirmation word, or affirming words. Affirming words. This reinforces positive feelings that you believe in. I put out something this week on one of my short reels that I do to help motivate people. And I said, you are beautiful in your own way. You are handsome in your own way. You are unique in your own way. You are made differently. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. Do not let anybody pull you down. Affirming words, positive affirming words. Positive affirming words. That is part of self-growth, you know. How would my process of growth be affected if I went easier on myself? If you are soft on yourself, yeah. How will it come about? How will it come about? So affirming words, those positive words, those encouraging words, sometimes it needs you yourself to encourage yourself. Sometimes you don't need anybody to encourage you. You need you to encourage you. You need you to encourage you. This reinforces positive feelings that you believe in. What are some positive feelings that you believe in? What are some positive affirmations that you believe in? Use it and let that thing keep ringing in your ear. Let that thing keep ringing as you go through the day. Let that thing keep ringing as you go through your daily stuff that you do. Let that motivate you. Let that remind you that, hey, I am on a path to self-growth. I am on a path to personal development. And these words need to be affirmed in me. These words need to be said to me in order for me to move from where I am to where I need to go to. Affirming words. Affirming words. So you've tracked those habits. You've taken care of yourself. It's not selfish. And now you using those affirming words. You're using those affirming words. Seek feedbacks. Always, always, always seek feedbacks. Because you know what? You might never know, or you might still be unaware that you might be doing something wrong. Seek feedbacks. You might never know that you are doing something wrong unless somebody tells you. You know, in our Akan dialect, they have a verb that says, "Nia otrasano onim se ne chia chia." How do I? The person that is on the path doesn't know that. I don't know how to translate it in English, but in short, the person that is moving forward or doing what they are doing might not know, as I said here, might not know that they might be doing something wrong, might not know that things are not going well behind them and that they need to change certain things. Seek feedbacks. And when those feedbacks comes, don't be upset about it. When those feedbacks comes, don't get in your feelings about it. Please share to be a blessing to others. We kind of here today because our earlier broadcast had issues, so we had to get out and come back in. So we might be a little over our reach today. Learn to accept those feedbacks. I wrote here, I said, you may still be unaware you might be doing something wrong. And so feedbacks can help you stay on course. Feedbacks can help you stay on course. Enhance your soft skills. And you ask me, hey, Amanda, what are soft skills? Your communication skills, your empathy skills, you having that turn the heart for that person. That is a soft skill. Your time management. Some of us, our times are not good at all. When we say 10, we come 11. Our time management. This can lead to self-growth because you realize that you become disciplined. You realize that you want everything done at a particular way and not anyhow. Enhance those skills. Enhance those skills. Affirm those positive words on yourself. Don't be afraid of growing. Don't be afraid of growing slowly. But be afraid of not growing at all. My brother, if you can put the points on here for me, I appreciate it. For the ways to improve ourselves, track our habits, caring for ourselves, my brother. But sometimes you should also be mindful of sudden feedback because it can break you. True. So with that, there is always a saying that the truth hurts. I'm testimony. There is always a saying the truth hurts, but also the truth will set you free, right? As much as that feedback might break you down, there might be the truth. That truth are bitter pills, right? That sometimes it needs swallowed. Okay? So, yes, as much as we need to be mindful, we need to also sit down. I will always say this, sit down and go back and assess if what that person said is really true. If what that person said has some iota of truth in it, if it does have iota of truth in it, then that is where you have to start changing. As much as it will break you down, as much as it is, let me use the word, gonna hurt your soul. You know, in our Ghanaian dialect, they say, "Ashima kumapa." As much as it will do that, you gotta sit down and reassess it. Is what this person saying, is it true? And if it's true, how do I fix it? If it's true, how do I move from here? How do I change things around? You know, that is the things that we need to ask ourselves. So so that people that come to testimony, do me a favor, so that people that come on later can know the point that we talk about. Please put this in the chat for me of track ways to improve on self-growth, to track our habits. That's number 1. All right. Self-care. That's number 2. Affirming words, positive affirming words, and then seeking feedback and enhancing those skills. Let me know if there is anyone that I have to restate it. So you ask yourself, there are bitter pills to swallow, but ask yourself, is there any truth to what that person said? Is there any truth to the feedback that I got? Is there any truth to it? If there is, then let me sit up and change certain things. If there is, then let me shuffle things around. That is what we need to do. So I was saying, never be afraid of growing slowly, but be afraid of standing still. Never be afraid that you are growing, but it is a slower process. Don't be afraid of that. Because come what may, you are still making improvement. Come what may, you are still growing. Come what may, you are still doing your due diligence, what you need to do in order to grow. But be afraid of standing still. Be afraid of not growing at all. Be afraid of not doing anything to improve yourself. Google has so many courses that you can take to improve yourself. From IT to management, Google has a lot. And majority of them are free. So if that is what you need to do, then do it. Coursera has so many courses that you can take to improve yourself. If you need to do that, then do it. But don't be comfortable with what you have right now. It's not greedy to want to have more. It's not greedy to want to be better of yourself if you are using the right approach. It's never a greedy process. Change is inevitable, but personal growth is a choice. Change is inevitable. Thanks, Fred, too, for always joining. Please share to be a blessing. Change is inevitable. Change will come regardless of how you put things, regardless of how well you plan, regardless of how you position yourself. It will still come. Tracking habit, self-care, positive affirming, seeking feedbacks. The last one is an enhancing soft skill. So growth will come, change will come, regardless how you put things, regardless how you position yourself. But growth is a choice that one need to make. Growth is a choice, a decision that one need to decide on, that, hey, I want to grow and I want to do this. Growth is a choice. Growth is a choice. It might be painful. It might be painful. But when you stick with it, you will get to where you have to get to. It might be painful. I wrote here, I said, growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is much painful than staying stuck at that same place that you are and not moving. You think that going through change is painful, right? And you think that you growing or you looking at ways to improve yourself is painful. What is more painful than you staying stuck at where you are? You being stuck and not being able to grow, not being able to improve yourself. What is more painful than that? Thank you, my brother. What is more painful than that? What is more painful than that? Yes, change is inevitable, but growth is a choice. I wrote here, I said, every success story is a tale of constant adaptation, revision, and change. That is growth. That is growth. Every success story. When you listen to anybody who's been successful, you will find some form of growth in there. That, hey, I was doing this and it wasn't working for me, so I had to change things around. I had to do things the other way. There is always growth somewhere in there. When you look at the success story of everybody. Thanks for joining. Mommy, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining so much. Thank you so much for joining. You know, every success story has some form of growth in there. If you take anybody who's been successful story and you go through, you realize that at some point in their life, they needed to make changes. They needed to make changes. Growth is inevitable. Change is inevitable, but growth is a choice. So choose to grow. Choose to develop yourself. Choose to enhance your ability. As I said, if it's night school that you have to take in order to improve on what you have, then do it. Don't say that, oh, I have my job, I have my bachelor, so I'm good. I have my wife, I have my kids, so I'm good. No, constant development. The world is changing every day. So with constant development, you will be able to be updated. With constant development, you will be able to match up when need be. And as I said, taking care of yourself is not selfish. Sometimes it's necessary. I wrote here, I said, give yourself a little grace and breathe through, because growth is very uncomfortable when going through. It is not easy to stop the things that you've been doing for 20 something years and say that I'm going to do something different or things different because I want to grow. It is not easy, but it is doable. It is not easy, but it is doable. Only when you put your mind to it. Only if that is what you want. Only if that is something you want to move away from. If there is a place that you want to get to and you haven't gotten there. Wanting more is not you being greedy. Wanting more doesn't mean you are greedy. If you do it the right way. If you do it the right way. Being transformed means that going beyond what everybody else is doing. Going beyond that thing that you are used to. Going beyond everything. To be transformed. To be your better self. To be your better you. Is doing things different. Going through changes. Going through the hurdles. When nobody wants to go through it. Maybe you think that all that I can have is what I've gotten now. But until you change that mentality, until you change that perception, you would never know that you have the ability to grow. Yes. Thanks for putting those statements there, my brother Kwame testimony. Yeah. That way it gives people idea when they come and go through the comments. Thanks. Yeah, every success story is a tale of constant adaptation, revision, and change. Maybe you think that wherever you've gotten to, that is where everybody in your family needs to get to. But no, change that mentality, change that perception. There is more to it than what you are saying. We spoke about digging deep last week, and I put something out there. I said, dig a little deeper, because there is a fountain of grace. There is a fountain of resources waiting to be poured out. That has a bit of growth in it. That has a bit of growth in it. Let's strive for value in our own self. Let's not wait until we have the confidence. Let's not wait until we have the energy to grow. As far as we've started, as far as we've taken actions, that is all that matters. Self-growth, personal development, self-care is what we need. And so this week, that is what we're going to work on ourselves. That is what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do this week. We're going to take it one day at a time to grow, to develop, to think of the things that we need to do. I am employed as a personal assistant. Yes, today, That's yes. 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 You know you've always been that. It's just that you haven't taken the title and you haven't come on board yet. My brother Kwame testimony. So this week, that is what we're going to do. We are going to grow. We are going to develop little by little. Thanks for joining and share. Please share to be a blessing. Little by little, we are going to grow. Little by little, we are going to make improvement in our lives. Self-growth. Change is inevitable. But growth is a choice that you need to make, a choice that you need to implement, a choice that you need to hold by the horn. If you're on here and you don't know who I am, my name is Amanda Krufiaye, the host and founder of ADOEI. And on here, the new people that are joining us on here, we learn from each other. We tap ideas from each other. We learn to grow. On here, we do not judge anybody. On here, we do not look down on anyone. So if you haven't joined us yet, please do. I will put our website on here. I'll put our website on here so people can, let me pin this, so people can go on there. But on here, we don't judge anybody. So we build in this community where people can go and get the resources that they need. A place that they can call home away from home. A place that they will not be judged and they will not be looked down upon. That is the community that we are building. So check us out. Look on our website. It's at www.adoei.org. Click on the Join Us button. Put your information on there. Be part of that community. Because what we're planning to do is that anyone that has an issue, when you put your issues on there, we'll have professionals on there that can give you advice for free. Thanks, Mommy. Thanks for the empowerment. It's important that one moves from one state to another to enhance growth. Very true, Mommy. So go out there, go there, join. We'll have doctors on there, professionals on there that what do you call it? You can call into the tip line and somebody will be there to encourage you. Somebody will be there to give you professional advice, be it health, be it anything. That is what we're planning to do. That is the community we're planning to do. If you're somebody who just want affirmations, want positive quotes throughout the week, there is a section that you can choose to get that too. So let's build that community. It is not for me, it is for us. A place that we can call a home away from home. That is why I said on here, we do things together. But before I forget, we are going to grow this week. We are going to take time in and set ourselves at pace so we can learn to grow. We can learn to develop ourselves. We can learn to get to where we need to get to. Where you are is not enough. And you wanting more is not you being selfish. It is a necessity. It is something that you have to keep working on. As I said, Google has so many courses that you can take for free to improve yourself. If that is one thing that you're looking to do, then do it. Kwame Testimony wrote, a dose of encouragement in corporate. Thank you. Very true to the world. I know it's not where we want to get to, but gradually with God and with you, all your support, we'll get there. God bless you. God bless you too, my brother. God bless you too for always being a support system for us. God bless you too. To my team, my board of directors, Reverend Dr. Harriet, Reverend Abraham Nyamfo, Prophet, Mrs. Nancy and Miss Nancy Harvey, Mr. Harvey. Thank you all so much for the support that you've been giving us. To my team, George, Anaman, Eben, Benedicta, Pearl, Dennis, Edward. Thank you all so much for the push, for the support that you've been given to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To my husband and my son, Mr. Akrofiaye and Michael Jr., thank you for always pushing me every Saturday morning, asking me, babe, won't you go out there and speak to these people? Thank you all so much for the support. Without you, we won't be able to be here. To the fans and audience that make time every Saturday morning to come on this line to make sure that you watching, as you watching the video, you sharing the video, you being a blessing, you sharing it on TikTok, all the platform. May God bless you. May God honor you. May God increase you. As you keep ADOE, as you portray ADOE to the world, as we make ADOE go out there to the nations, may God answer you. May God honor you. May God elevate you and answer that secret prayer that you've been praying for. Oh, and lest I forget, our social impact project. This one, when I talk about it, I get a little excited. It's coming up this year. We yet to tell you guys when next it will be available, that we can go out there into the community back home in Ghana and put smiles on people's faces. It is in the pipeline. Planning is ongoing. Last year's own was super. And so this year's own will be greater. And this year we want to take you all along. So you are more than welcome to be part of it. You are more than welcome when we put out the information out here and you will be available that day. You are more than welcome to join us, and let's go put smiles on these people's faces, the less privileged faces, the orphanages. Let's support a worthy cause. All right, so when you go onto our website, there is much information on there. As I said, keep that website in your pocket, adoei.org. Keep it in your pocket and keep us along. Let's share it. Join us, join the community. If you want to be a volunteer, do you want to be a contributor, do you want to be a member, do you want to be an encourager, do you want to be just a follower on there? We have all those things for you all. Just, it's a button away. Just click on the button and you will be part of that community. Let's build that community. There is also a session on there with for testimonials, that when you put your information on there, you can send us a message with your testimonials, how ADOE is impacting you, how how much impact we are making in your life, or what ADOE has done for you, or has helped you with. Put it out there so people can also see. We are currently in 5 countries and we expect to move to the world. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it ahead. Let's keep pushing. As we can do anything. As I said on here, we don't judge anybody. We don't look down on anybody until I come your way again next week. Hey, don't forget, next week is Time with the Prophet as he ushers us into the new month of February. Don't miss it. You don't want to miss that. Come and be a blessing. Come one, come all. Invite a friend to invite a friend. Invite a brother to invite a brother. As the prophet ushers us into the new month, we do that every month. Every month. Once every month, he comes on, ushers, give us words of encouragement, and ushers into the new month. Don't miss it. Make a date with us. We will create the event on here right after this event. Join us. Time with the Prophet. It's always been fire. It's been good from the beginning till now. It's been something marvelous, miraculous. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. It is going to be fire. The roof is going to be blown off. It is going to be corrosive and acidic. Don't miss out. Put that on your calendar. All right. My brother Kwame testimony. If you have the flyer, please put it on here. But don't miss it. And your life will never be the same. Thank you. I love you all so much, and there is nothing that you can do about it. I love you. Until I come your way again next week, I sign out. Have a blissful Saturday. Have a fruitful week ahead, and let's keep this conversation, self-growth, self-development going. Stay blessed and be safe. Bye for now.